Okay, everybody, I have wonderful, wonderful news. We are ready for our first run of the morning. Ratatouille, no levels early with Martin. Let's get cooking.
You want me to just begin whenever?
Shall we start?
Oh, is there a time I have to wait for?
No, from here, you just count us in when you're ready to go.
Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello. So, my name is Martin.
Okay.
Oh my god, bad start. I forgot to change the sensitivity of my mouse. Okay, we're good.
I thought you were a rat, not a mouse. I'm sorry, that's a really bad joke for this early in the morning.
Yeah, so we'll start off. So, I'm Martini. This is Ratatouille. There's many versions of Ratatouille across many different consoles, like many movie tie-in games that released this game on as many versions as they could. This version I'm playing is called the Asobo version. It's the most popular version that is speedrun. I'm playing on PC. And PC has both the fastest loads. Being able to move the camera with the mouse allows for much finer movement.
And it looks like saving before you go into a lot of these cutscenes. Is that just like a progress thing, or?
Yeah, so they divide these levels up by missions. So each mission, once you complete, acts as a save point. So if I make an egregious mistake later on, which I might have to revert to an older save. Hopefully that's not going to happen, because that's going to be very slow for the speedrun. But yeah, so the category I'm running is no levels early. The most popular category is any percent. Some of you who might have seen EasyScape run this game, he did a video back in a few years ago about this. Any percent has a big skip about 7 minutes in called Deserted Kitchen Early. It skips about 2/3 of the game. This speedrun will not use this glitch. Because of that, you'll see a lot more of the game. You'll get to see a lot more of the more interesting glitches.
Not bad, little.
And arguably, it means we'll see a lot more of the plot in theory. We'll be going through it, but you know.
I'm not sure how much of a plot this game has.
Yeah,
Apart
you're a
from
rat
the movie.
cooking.
Yeah.
Just follows the movie.
Thanks for the tip.
Does
Well,
it
no-
actually, though?
Loosely, I think. I haven't seen the movie in a long time.
Back to work.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
Everybody,
What
we're going to
party?
need to go do our homework. I hope you studied.
Yeah. So this first section, there's no big skips. It's very movement based, so it's like the tutorial. It's going through all of the basic mechanics. That was a misclick. You can actually skip to the end section, which will be just in a moment. The problem is that you have to do each of these little apple core collecting missions. If you skip right to the end, Emil will not be there, and your game will be soft locked.
I was wondering about that. I was like, I feel like you have to be collecting all of these to like get him specifically, because there's a lot more direct routes to the things you're doing that don't involve these apple cores.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate that you get soft lock, because it would speed up that section by a good 2 minutes or so. And this section, especially for any percent, is it's not that enjoyable, because you can get worked up over a lot of the very small details. This section, it's not an auto scroller. It kind of acts like an auto scroller though. It's very you're really just mashing click, or you're mashing the attack button to go as fast as possible. Ideally, you want to jump over these logs with a single jump, and then on the slide sections, you jump with a double jump. Oh, that was
There we
a
go.
little blunder.
Yeah, admittedly, I don't remember this in the movie at all, but, you know.
I think it does
fine.
actually. I think it does happen in the movie, but
I think it does. I think you're right. I just, I have no recollection of this. If somebody wants to send me a donation describing this scene in the movie in excruciating detail, that'd be awesome. Thanks.
you have to read out every word.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tip.
This whole first 7 minutes or so is very movement oriented. No glitches being used, no big skips.
And then it kind of goes off the rails.
Maybe not off the rails, but we'll get to see some cool stuff coming up.
Awesome.
I haven't described the movement yet, so you'll see me running most of the time. It's very easy to bonk. I don't think I have bonked yet, which has been good. But the way kind of the terrain is designed, even the slightest little raise in a platform can cause Remy to bonk. Because of that, you'll see me often, I'll be sprinting and then I'll either jump or just stop sprinting for a little bit and just walk. That is to walk over particular ledges that you'll normally bonk on. I'm currently playing at 80 frames per second. I don't know if it's coming through on the stream, but in the top right I have a frame count. My mind just went blank there. It happens, it happens.
Be me in that moment, so. Is this RNG
God,
what
again.
it tells you to put in?
Yes. So there's a number of mini games here. Some of them are not RNG based. Most of them are. Many of them actually. There's one that is cycle based. Well, not cycle based, but there's kind of. It's normally it feels like RNG for a casual player, but I'll explain to it when we get up to it. It's still very, very far away. I'm getting ahead of myself.
No worries.
Yeah.
This
But yeah,
slide
so-
section looks pretty intense.
It's very straightforward. This one's very straightforward, but they can get a bit intense later on.
It just feels so fast, like you have to know what's coming.
Well, fortunately, I've ran these slides hundreds of times, so
Yeah.
I know exactly what's coming up.
The argument for practicing your run continues to be important.
Yeah, so I'm running at 80 frames per second. I do have a frame rate cap on. Normally, without a frame rate cap with modern tech, you'll be running at upwards of 500 or so frames. For runs to be verified on speedrun.com, they have to be at between 60 or 100. The lower frame rates will mean that you bonk less, although it makes some jumps more awkward. So because of that, I'm playing at 80, just a little bit higher. There's a big skip here called Bone Jump, which I didn't go for. There's a few tricks that I'm not going to go for, but I'm going to go for everything else afterwards, pretty much. It's just, it doesn't save... Oh, my bad. It doesn't save too much, and it's very, very difficult. So you can see there I did a bonk.
And it sounds like Ratatouille, like, I was about to say, I can hear, like, Patton Oswalt's voice when you do that. Like...
Yeah.
Oh, did that, like, scramble your movement for a second, getting scared by the dog?
It's... You're really trying to avoid it. So now my cycles are completely off. Now, because ideally you don't want to be caught by the dog. That's bad. Yep. This is very, very slow. That's all right. So I think that bonk I had early on in that split made me go on a different cycle. Mm-hmm. And that threw off the dog movement and I got caught.
Yeah, and it looks like when you get caught, there's like this little like panic, like wiggle thing that it goes through and stuff like that. Like,
yeah. And it's not the end of the world. It's just a bit of a nuisance. So here I'm attempting what's called a rat flip. If you can get stuck on a particular bit of ground, Remy will be forced up. And you can start a double jump just a little bit higher up. But I'm not doing... I was getting this perfectly in practice, so it's a shame that I'm not getting it well here. There you go. I'm taking full damage here so I can walk and skip a good amount of walking movement. This is a big skip called cat skip, which might take a few tries. So I need to put this box here. That sinkers, that's okay. I take some damage. And I have to listen to... I was a little bit early. So the idea is that you have to jump, so... You have to jump off this box in a particular way so that the cat attacks you at the peak of your jump.
And it sends you.
Yeah, and it... There we are.
You're playing Ratatouille and one of my cats has decided to show up. I'm assuming he is invested in the situation.
Of course, especially when we just like heard a bunch of cats screeching and meowing. Yeah.
Like, what's going on in there? It's expanding into real life.
The City of Lights is definitely kind of like the run killer, or like the first run killer. So ideally, when grinding for PBs, you want all of those tricks to be first try. Which can be very tricky.
Seems like I feel like I've seen multiple, like, this does not feel like a very niche speed run. I feel like there's a lot of folks doing this, so it's pretty competitive, isn't it?
I think on any percent, the any percent leaderboard has 80 runners, I think.
Yeah, that's not little. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. And the top runs are very, very optimized.
That's so awesome.
So, like, as you've seen here, and you'll see it, this is a good level that shows us off. I'll be running and then I'll stop running for brief periods of time to avoid bonking. When you're looking at the top runs, they are so confident with those little pauses. So these sections, they're a bit weird for a casual player because, like, you can't actually see what's in front of you. So really, you just have to play these sections over and over again and learn where kind of everything is, especially like easy places that you can bonk.
Yeah, this is brutal for like casual play.
It's an interesting design choice, I'll say that.
I do like that you straight up like skipped one bridge that it clearly thought you should go on, and you just kind of walked to the side of it, like, well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's like it looks like it's actually slower to do the intended thing at that point. Why did they add that in?
All right. If you have any donations, you can say them now.
All right. Well, I wanted to update everybody on what on earth we are doing here, which is raising money for Alice for her gender-affirming surgery. So this is a speedrunning marathon for mutual aid, benefiting our friend Alice as she prepares for gender-affirming surgery in February 2025. So we're going to be live on this channel every day from Wednesday, October 16th, yesterday, through Sunday, October 20th. So stay tuned to see some amazing runs. And if you'd like to see our full schedule, you can type !schedule in chat. Yeah, go check it out. We've got bangers all day. If you're invested in this, stay invested because the schedule is so good. For real. Also, we've got some love coming in for chat for you.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Chad. I can't see you at the moment. I don't have the stream open. So, oh no, we're good. So, there was one jump in that slide where I landed perfectly on the edge and took full damage, and it completely halted my momentum. Which happens a surprising amount of time where I just always barely undershoot the jump. Okay, so this is a glitch known as 0 HP. I'll execute it first and then I'll explain how it works. I think it'll be easier. Yeah, that's good.
Thanks for the tip.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, so this is a glitch known as 0 HP. When you take damage, when you go to 0 HP, there is about a second before a death cutscene plays. If you interrupt that death cutscene with another cutscene, that other cutscene will override the death cutscene, meaning that when the cutscene finishes, you will be at 0 HP. Now, the reason why we want to be on 0 HP, especially for this level, is that normally you will have your gameplay will be broken up by mini games with linguini. So stuff like you have to peel potatoes, make a salad.
Couldn't be simpler.
Being on 0 HP means that none of these cutscenes spawn. Oh, that's bad. I'm hoping. Okay, we're good.
I never knew being a chef could be so complicated or dangerous.
So the idea here is that I need to maintain 0 HP throughout the whole level.
Got it handled, Maestro.
Oh, I almost went to the wrong place. That's good.
Nice correction.
Thank you. That would have been bad. So, not only do I have to avoid taking any damage, I also have to avoid picking up any cheese. I need to maintain that 0 HP state.
Understood. So that's also why you're feeding the hot sauce to them, because it's like as a safety thing. Otherwise, they grab you and it's over.
Well, this next section here, I have to carry a key over. That same section, and I can't carry the key over with those crab pots, so I have to clear the pass, and it's just easiest to do it beforehand. As I need to talk to Selena, I think is the name of the rat there, to actually activate the mission. So it's just the best route. Coming through here. Being very careful not to take any damage.
Yeah.
Just random alerts from the chefs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How close are you watching like their cycles, or are you mostly just like, I know I'm gonna get out of the way in time, so it's not a big deal?
I'm not really paying attention to their cycles unless if I mess up beforehand and then the cycles will be out of sync. So most of the time I'll just send it and hope for the best. Oh, wrong way. Food. There we are.
Mini games, the game, huh?
There's a lot of mini games, and they're not my favorite, I'll be honest. They kind of affect the momentum of the game a bit. I just want to get it to the cool stuff. But they're all pretty straightforward.
Okay, so you're doing this like as soon as you see the button and like I'm like barely registering it.
Yeah.
Is this just kind of like a quick time of just like hitting the right button, or are you also having to worry on timing for those?
There's no timing at all. It's just when you see the button, press the button, hope you press the right button. Okay. So I'm still on 0 HP, and ideally I want to carry this through. I want to carry 0 HP through to the end of this section, and then I can start collecting cheese again. There's I just need to. It can be very easy to hit these flames, so I just need to be careful.
Yeah, these are wild.
A bit greedy there.
Yeah.
There we are.
Nice.
So the reason I want to be on 0 HP there is that if you enter a slide with 0 HP, you won't get the text box at the end. It saves a few seconds, so it's just a nice little bit of time save. If you have any more donations, this is a good point.
Absolutely. So while we're speaking of donations, I do want to remind everybody that in order to do that, you'll need to either type !donate in chat, or whenever you see that QR code come across, you can do that. And again, we're raising money for surgery costs here, and there's a lot that goes into a surgery. The cost of a surgery is not just the surgery itself, but that's anesthesia, hospital stay, travel, other life accommodations while you're healing from a procedure, and insurance may not cover everything involved, so these costs really add up. And if you would like to see a breakdown of those costs, so that you know exactly where your donation is going, you can type !costs in chat for that link as well. And as a reminder, as an additional motivator, other than the wonderfulness of giving to somebody who absolutely deserves it, and we'd love to be here supporting her, we do have these incentives open. So we have that bid war for Undertale to name the fallen child. There's so much in there. We've got a gajillion options already. Chat, Short, Alice, Child, Beefy, Sabor, Beppis, MatPat, and Valid are the options right now. So thank you for that. And we have that milestone to fight Sans in Undertale as well. So you get a twofer on that.
All right. So now we're entering market, and there's no big skips here, unfortunately. You could count this as a big skip. We're just gonna go. That's the first time I've ever done that. Oops.
We got a that's never happened before.
Well, maybe in practice a long time ago. Oh, that is okay. That's all right. That's all right. So going above the level there is just a bit faster than walking around.
Nobody said this would be easy.
There's a lot of running back and forth here.
Is there any value to like grabbing like the stars in these levels at all for you, or is it kind of just more like I don't really need them?
No value at all.
Got it.
Yeah. the only category that requires you to collect them is 100%. So the four like main categories that people run are any percent, no levels early, which is this, all missions, which involves doing all of the dream worlds, and collecting. No, it's just the dream worlds and I think a few extra bonus missions as well on top of that. And then 100%, which involves collecting
Like everything.
all of the stars. Yeah.
Got it. So, and I feel like there's a lot of them per level. So 100% must be wild to keep track of some of these things.
I've never run 100%. I actually am more of an individual level speedrunner. So this is the longest speedrun I've ever actually learned. This normally takes about 40 minutes with loads.
Me? Afraid of
Oh, I
heights?
almost blundered.
Of course not.
I think 100% with loads can be as high as an hour 40.
I'm gonna say close to 2 hours at that point.
The world record would be about an hour 40, I think. I think it's about an hour 30 without loads by Imper, I think is the user.
This
So
one feels
here-
like a lot of retracing.
It's,
Okay, Remy.
yeah, a lot of going back and forth, unfortunately. Here I'm going to set up another 0 HP. This one isn't anywhere near as important. And I think I'm on... How much health am I on? I think I'm on 2. Might be on 3. Yeah, cool. So this 0 HP is like for, as we saw in the slide, it's just to skip the text box at the end to save a few seconds. This one is a lot easier than the 0 HP setup in the Little Chef Big Kitchen. Wait for Granny to come along. Like that.
Okay.
This particular split has a lot of waiting around. So it's not the most interesting, unfortunately. But they can't all be winners, I guess.
Every run's
Yep.
got to have one of those. Every run's got to have something like that.
This is where I can stretch my arms, stretch my neck, stretch my fingers.
That's a reminder for everybody in chat as well. Do some stretching.
It's important.
Move your legs. Unhunch your shoulders.
Oh,
Made it by Whisker.
And then I think you've already done this mini game on another map. Just more of it this time.
they like to repeat themselves. You'll have the same rope pulling mini game as before as well.
I'd like to share a comment from chat, which is, man, the old lady's got drip.
That old lady trip.
Yeah.
And you'll see later she's got some moves as well in the chase.
Nice. Lots of rats and factory situations going on here. Sometimes I think about, like, well, as I'm looking at this game, like, how did this movie get greenlit? Because it's like, oh, it's rats and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, but there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be horrified at this behavior.
That was the first time, I think, in a run where... So normally those rope pulls, you normally do in about 6. To get 5 like I did there, you have to get excellent every time. I think that's the first time for all 3 rope pulls I've gotten a 5 cycle on all 3 of them, which is a little impressive, I guess.
Oh no, somebody in chat was pointing out that your rope pulls are beautiful, that you kept getting excellence. So it's being noticed, don't you worry. Also, yeah, this granny's got movement.
That is it's unusually good consistency. Normally, I mean, you can actually get a perfect. And a perfect is like, yeah, it's frame perfect. And if you get a perfect, the whole bar fills up in one. But I don't think it's not something you can actually go for in a run. It's just way too difficult, so. But I think in theory, if you can get perfects every time, you can save like 30 seconds or more to the speed run.
Yeah, I don't know why that old lady was walking like stiff the first time we saw her. She can really move. Like, I don't know what that was about.
Thank you.
There's a final slide. And we'll see near the end. This slide can get a bit stressful, but it should be fun.
Yeah, these slides are so like that. You do not have a lot of reaction time on these.
No. Well, I am doing them very fast. You normally do it a lot slower than this.
Oh, so you are kind of like holding down something that makes you go faster. That makes a lot more sense.
Well,
So
I'm
it's like,
holding.
God.
Well, normally you'd be sprinting around. I'm holding the sprint button on these slides as well.
Ah.
Oh, that was. Normally you can just like slide over that. That is unfortunate that it broke my speed, but we continue.
Thank you.
Almost fell over there. Taking it nice and slow.
I appreciate your definition of slow. Being this.
Slow in terms of a speed run, I guess.
Yep. Don't I know it?
So this is the final level in the game. And this is where... So I talked about before a skip called Deserted Kitchen Early. That is used in any percent. Oh, just dropped some frames. So this is where the any percent speedrun and the no levels early speedrun meets up. So from here on out, I will be doing exactly the same movement as in any percent.
Butter on that counter just spread everywhere. I feel like that has to have been what that was.
I think it's cheese.
Oh! Ugh.
Yeah. Like a really melty cheese. I've never really thought about it though.
You're just like,
So
it's in my way. I'm sorry for putting that thought in your head.
So I'm going to attempt a trick here called door skip. Nope. So normally you require a can to get up onto that little sardine bouncer. Door skip, that very precise jump means you don't have to position the can. Saves about 7 seconds when done perfectly. This section is a reason why 80%, not 80%, 80 frames is chosen. At 60 frames, the shrimps spawns are far less consistent.
Oh, yeah.
At 80 frames, they will spawn in the same spot every time. So it means I don't have to predict movement or anything like that.
Thank you.
Also look the same for, say, like,
Couldn't
the
be
all
simpler,
missions.
could it? Oh, yeah.
Folks, I'm assuming not really for the 100%, because if there's stars, they gotta go get those and stuff like that. But, like, does it look about the same for all missions as well?
Oh, need to do that again. I'm not too familiar with the all missions or 100% route. The difference with all missions here is that you will have to do the dream worlds.
Oh,
So your
okay.
routing will be a little bit different. I just did a trick there called paper jump. I jump inside of the paper in a way that will give me a little boost. Normally you require a can to get up onto the cabinet. But we don't need a can.
Who's the rat? I'm the rat.
Spamming jump there allows you to clip into the bottom of the sink. So up the final section of the minigames. The next minigame after this is called Salad. It is a major RNG point in the any percent and NLE run. It's RNG, it is RNG, but it's like, for casual players, it feels like pure RNG, but you have to select the right salad ingredients. There's 7 particular patterns it can be. Top runners will have these patterns memorized, so it means that they can select them immediately. I have them pseudo-memorized. I used to have them memorized, but not anymore.
A lot of options and patterns to have memorized in your defense.
So the reason why you want these to be memorized is that instead of looking at the salt bubble to know what ingredient, you can instead just look at the rats. And if the rat's on the right ingredient and you know what ingredient it will be, you can just press the select button immediately
Go
without
for it,
having to
yeah.
wait. Yeah.
All right, you mentioned salad RNG. Was that good salad RNG?
That was good salad RNG, yeah, that was actually really solid. I just
Nice, let's
played it a bit
go.
I played it a bit slow, unfortunately. The current any percent world record is 12 minutes, 12 seconds by Wanu. And the salad RNG that he got in his run was incredible. And that's why I think it'll be very difficult for that run to ever be beaten. Because not only does your execution need to be spectacular, but you also need incredibly good RNG. So you could get a perfect run, but if you don't get the RNG, you can't get the record. This is another RNG point. Depending on how spaced out the arrow keys are. But it's nowhere near as crucial and you can't do anything about it.
Cake looks like a fire hazard.
There's a lot of candles on that cake, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a small rat.
Yeah, that feels a little much. I'm not gonna lie.
So this is the final section of the speedrun. Once this section ends, will be time.
This man is destroying his dining room for you now.
He's incredibly petty.
He
It's just
really
a rat.
is.
Come on.
You're just a little guy.
A little friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this particular chase scene I've done so many times. So yep. And time.
GG. Oh, that kind of snuck up. Okay. Wow.
There we are.
That was so fun. That was so fun. I knew everybody was really, really hyped for Ratatouille, and obviously, like, I was as well, but, like,
Yeah.
God, what a treat. Thank you so much.
That's my pleasure. And I hope I hope that the rest of the runs go well. You get lots of donations. I'll try and tune in for a few before I go to bed. It's
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
what's the time? 1:40 a.m. So very late for me, but yeah.
Oof. Yeah, understandable. Well, okay. Is there anybody that you would like to shout out?
Just like to shout out the Ratatouille community in general. I like to shout out the world record holder for no levels early Nutella with a time of 33 minutes 53 without load, which is incredible. Check that if you want to see like the highest level of gameplay. Also, shout outs to my commentator Splash Boy, who unfortunately disappeared just before we began. But yeah.
Awesome.
Also,
And where can we find you?
so you got the Twitch channel, I think, on the page. I don't really use that. I don't normally stream, so I mainly do individual level speedruns of Rayman Legends, if people there know this game.
Oh, yeah.
So, which is
Love
vastly
it.
different to this. I'm going to be. I hit my 10-year anniversary of playing the game soon, so I'm going to be making a compilation of that. So that's probably what I'll be posting that to my YouTube channel, Martini with an exclamation mark. I think it's linked on my Twitch, so you can find it that way if you want to check that out. That's kind of the main stuff that I do. Yeah. That's all
We
I
have
have.
some love. We have some love coming in for Rayman Legends too. And you can
yes.
count. You can count on me being one of the people
Yeah.
watching that compilation because hard same.
Yeah.
Love that game.
You think I'm good at this game? You haven't seen me play. I've spent thousands of hours on the game. Yeah.
Amazing.
It doesn't make a good any percent speedrun though, in my opinion.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
All
All
right. Well, thank you so much for being here. We super appreciate your time, for you donating
course.
your time for Alice, and thank you so much. All right. Okay, so everybody, we are going to get set up for our next run. Give your love again to Martin as we close up this one. Love to Ratatouille and everything like that. So we will see y'all in just a minute. Okay, well, I don't know about y'all, but that run did in fact make me hungry. And was just that was so much fun. What a delight. What, like, and for me, early morning, like, cozy situation with like Ratatouille, Bug's Life. We've got kind of like your little Pixar block situation going on here. I'm loving that. I did have people asking me like, what happened with The Pixar block, Jay, did you reserve that for yourself? And the answer is actually, well, no, I technically did not reserve this for myself. I am very, very thrilled that I have it, and I'm so happy to be here on it. A little peek behind the curtain for y'all. I'm really stoked on that one. And I just think that this is super duper fun. So I did want to give y'all some updates on our bid war and our milestone incentive that we have open right now. So far we have raised $1,392 for Alice at Wonderland Games. Thank you so much. We get to $1,600. We will unlock an additional part of Undertale, which is going to be the fight with Sans himself. I know you've probably seen that one. You may. There's a low grade chance that you have heard the music. Just like a small possibility that you've heard the music from that one once or twice. Like, I don't know. But either way, we know that one's a good time, right? And we want to see that. So we got to make sure that we crush that $1,600 incentive. And you got to remember for that one, we got to do that by the end of that Undertale run. So yes, we have just a little over 200 to go towards that. But remember, this is a speedrunning marathon. People are going real fast. People are zooming. You just saw that Ratatouille run, and that energy, that speed, that's going to be kept up all day, one after another. So you, as always, you don't have as much time as you think you do. So just keep that at the top of your mind. And if you would like something to donate towards, maybe you want a twofer deal situation, we do have that bid war open as well for Undertale. You might be sensing a theme right now, which is to name the fallen child. So 6 characters or less. Y'all have submitted a plethora of names so far. So the things that you could vote on right now are Chat, Shork, Alice, Child, Beefy, Sabor, Beppis, MatPat, and Valid. And if you don't like any of those and you'd like to submit your own, you can do that as well. Remember, max of 6 characters, no special characters. Go wild, y'all. We love to see it. I think it's funny the chat is in the lead. Y'all really wanted yourselves represented, and I respect that. I respect that energy. But yeah, remember, since we're going for a milestone incentive for that 1,600, any donation that you make towards the bid war also goes towards that milestone. So you got that deal situation going on. And to do that, you can type in !donate in chat. Make sure you scroll all the way to the bottom so you can get at that bid war, or you can scan that nifty QR code that keeps floating across the screen. I don't even know what Megalovania is, actually. I see in chat. You know what? You're so right. How could I be so presumptuous? I only know Megalovania, but beats 1 and 3 are flipped, and Megalovania, but it's a pirate shanty, and Megalovania, but it's in reverse and faster, and Megalovania, but every time it hits this one note, it goes faster. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't go down that rabbit hole. I'm assuming you know what I'm talking about, but if you don't go down that YouTube remix rabbit hole. You'll be there for way too long. And then you won't be here, raising money for Alice in Wonderland Games. So maybe... Oh, and then we have the notes for Megalovania in chat. Incredible. I love y'all for this. Yes. Megalovania is a larger version of a Lovania. Define for me what a Lovania is in a donation. I would love to hear that. Megalovania Nightcore Remix 10-hour version. Hey, how did you get my white noise sleeping video correct? What's going on with that? Are you in my head? I like how we're talking about Megalovania and like this very... Or, they're not very chill. This much more chill track is playing right now. It feels weird to be talking about this like extremely hype track while we've got like soft music playing. But we're rolling with it. It is early morning for me still, so there's that. And remember, that's gonna come up before you know it. Undertale's gonna come up before you know it, which means that bid war is gonna close. Really, your bid war is gonna kind of close like right close to the end of Blink's the Time Sweeper, because we need to name that fallen child real quick. So just bear that one in mind. you're going to have things closing before you know it. Because again, these runs are going to be zooming. All right, my friends, we are getting set up for our next run right now, which is going to be a Bug's Life. Do not touch that dial. Do not go too far. You can maybe take a little stretch break. Maybe unhunch your back. Uncurl your shoulders. Uncross your legs. Take your left hand off your face. Sit up straight. Push your glasses up your nose. Whatever you need to do. Get comfy. We'll be back in just a minute.